It's been 9 years since TF2 has had a major update, and in that time all the game's been doing is be a money printer for Valve, where all they have to do is shovel coal, sometimes literally, into the fire to keep it running, and the players, the actual players, are fed up. Now, one of the main problems Valve faced when initially developing TF2 was its art style, going through multiple iterations before landing on what we have now. Simple and cartoony with emphasis on readability, being able to tell who is who and what team they're on. This applies to both the classes and the maps. When Valve first introduced hats into the game, they were simply that, hats, for the head, simple and unobtrusive. Then they opened the workshop with a simple premise: make items for TF2, and if they're accepted, you get paid. Basically outsourcing the work on the community. And they don't just get paid in peanuts either. Well, peanuts for Valve, but for the average person, it's like a month's salary. Don't even get me started on how much it would be for someone from a poorer country. Yes, there are shit posts on the workshop. It's the internet after all. But a lot of people see this as a lucrative way of making a buck. Hell, they made it their whole job. Now, I don't know if Valve did any form of curation for their items, but one day they just stopped giving a shit, and it's evident by how over time more and more shit gets put into the game, completely tainting the initial look and feel of Team Fortress 2. Nowadays, all workshop items have to do is be as flashy or stupid as possible, even be a reference to the current thing in pop culture, and the tourists on social media updoed it, which translates to visibility on the workshop. What's insane is that these cosmetics mostly go unused because these people don't even play the game! They don't care about it! I want to place special attention on the amount of plushies that are in this game. Just low effort creatures and toys that hang on your ass or sit on your shoulder. Whatever Cambodian sweatshop these are spit out from needs to be burned down.
It's shit. Oh, a toy.
Now, little Billy, you blossoming artist, do you want to try your hand in making something actually decent for the workshop? Whoa, hang on a second, bucko. Are you associated with us in any way? No? What a bigot. Yeah, most of the items on the workshop and even in TF2 are from a group that actually hates you, especially if you don't share any of their social political opinions, or simply criticize the work.
No one touches my chocolate! You're gonna eat my chocolate.
Now that I've talked about how the game looks, how does it play? Pretty fucking bad. Horribly optimized to the point where even on the best of hardware, you have to make your game look like Roblox so you can just barely push out 60 FPS. What about servers? Meet Your Match was Valve's attempt to modernizing the game and making it into a competitive esport, which is something nobody wanted. And they fucked up the launch of casual mode so bad that everyone was pissed. It's totally broken. The map pool is severely oversaturated, even more so when it's Halloween or Smithmas, and even more get added with each cage drop just for them to only get played for like a week before going into the dumpster. This amount of maps stretches the constantly dwindling player base so thin that unless you're only queuing for like the top 12 or so maps, you're gonna have a hard time getting into the game. And if you're an Australian, well, good fucking luck. For about 6 years, the game was practically impossible to play due to bots infesting every single Valve server, and Valve only begrudgingly did something because the mainstream media started talking about it. And the only thing they care more than money is optics. How did they fix the problem? Well, they stopped them from saying slurs in chat by completely muting free-to-plays, but they're still in the game. Only until much later Valve reluctantly allowed a contractor, not an employee, a contractor, to actually do something about these bot accounts. Back to free-to-plays, you only get a very limited amount of backpack space, and sooner rather than later you'll be forced to either delete something to make space for something else, wait until Christmas for a free backpack expander, or give them your money. The latter option is shoved right in your face. Every week you get a cosmetic crate, which, you guessed it, takes up space. So why don't you make your very first unbox? Once you do, you better not stop. TF2 was always hard for newbies to get into, but that was mechanic wise. Its current system of joining lobbies, however, actively discourages them from sinking their teeth into the game. Imagine being a new player. You open up the casual menu and click start search. You either wait 5 seconds or 5 minutes depending on time of day and whether Venus is lined up with WASP 76B and find a match. Assuming you don't get put on 2 for it. Let's just say it's a payload map. You pick a class and get your bearings before making your way out of spawn, which you can't do because the enemy team dumpsters you each time you try. Then you realize you're on the losing team and most of your teammates left before you joined. And then some woman yells at you and big metal doors slam in your face. You see people disconnect, so that must mean the game's over. That sucks! Do you even try again or uninstall? This is even a problem for people with thousands of hours. We just want to play the game. And yes, sometimes you do get placed into a good game, but it's a gamble. Which is what they designed the game to be around apparently. About Galligrobe, you could just play on community servers. What community servers? Yes, there are some, but they all have some sort of bullshit in them. We want to play the vanilla game. Now there was a version of TF2 made by an independent team that practically fixed all of these problems. A game that me and other people personally preferred over vanilla TF2, only come to find out the devs are troglodytes that also hate the community, making a stupid decision and doubling down on it, which killed the game not even a month after its official Steam release. If we can't even play and Valve doesn't even care, why bother with it? TF2 needs a reconquista. Valve is a multi-billion-dollar company with hundreds of employees, and all their good press is paid for with fancy dinners and a little tug-tug from Gabe. This treatment from both Valve and the fan base is inexcusable and disgusting, and we need to be louder about it.
Can you feel the larp moving through your mind? Ooh, looks like they wanna debate. Yeah, you feel Taurus on your timeline. Ooh, you're trying to ignore. Yeah, but you can hardly swallow. Your peers ain't playing, and you can't help but follow. You know they haven't played the game. Living larp, hanging on the edge of the fandom. Living larp of the games you did not play. Living larp, the more you know it seems so random. Living larp, you may never find your way. Oh, yeah. You can play the game if you only tried. Yeah, but you just watch YouTube some more. Oh, but you can't emulate or borrow. We know you can't pay, and you can't help but follow. You know they haven't played the game. Living larp, hanging on the edge of the fandom. Living larp of the games you did not play. Living larp, the more you know it seems so random. Living larp, you may never find your way.